All right, everybody. How you doing? I hope you're having a fantastic Sunday. Okay. Oh my God. Something is happening. Something is happening. I woke up this morning and I was planning to check myself up and get ready to go to church. But guess what I found? I I checked on the roof and backstage. You're not gonna believe what I saw there. Uncle Dio shared something. I clicked on it, and voila! I saw this breaking news from People's Gazette, and I'm still trying to wrap my head around what this is all about. Hey, Mr. Dio, how you doing, sir? Can you hear me, Mr. Dio? Hello, sir. You are muted.
I am good, sir.
Oh, good. It's my
I
pleasure
can
to
hear you
have
very
you.
well, sir. I can hear you loud and clear.
All right. Happy Sunday, sir. How are you
Oh,
doing? So I saw this news from People's Gazette,
I
and
wish
it
you the same, sir.
says, "Oh, you're welcome, sir. I
Yes.
just want us to dissect this real quick. I know it's Sunday.
Mhm.
I originally planned I was gonna go live, but then when I check, Auntie B is going live, and I want our real fam to go watch Auntie B show so they can learn. But then this is politics. It's not everybody that is into politics. But Uncle Dayo, let us dissect this as fast as we can. So I saw this news, of course, following the video you share that took me to Don Aza's channel, and I was laughing. And I'm like, what the heck is going on? I thought Atiku was gonna do this silently, but I didn't know Atiku was gonna go this fast in order to indicate that he's ready to snatch the ADC presidency. So the news said, youths, women to get 70% of appointments in my presidency, Atiku. And I read further, it says, former Vice President and 2023 presidential candidate Atiku Abubakar has vowed to appoint more youths and women in his government if elected president in 2027. And then it went further. We will make sure that 70% of our appointment will go to the youths and women. Mr. Abubakar said in a viral video circulating on social media on Saturday. Mr. Abubakar, who has contested the presidency 6 times in 3 decades, also promised a massive crackdown on corruption if elected. Promising zero tolerance for corruption, Mr. Abubakar said Nigeria remained repressive because of a few corrupt individuals. And in quote, he said, I swear to God, if elected, whoever steals or engages in any corruption related activities, we will declare war against them and they must be punished. Mr. Abubakar said, other countries are advancing, but Nigeria remains regressive because of a few corrupt people. Mr. Abubakar's statement comes a few days after opposition politicians formed a coalition adopting the African Democratic Congress as their official party to challenge President Bola Tinubu in the 2027 election. The other two members of the coalition, former Anambra Governor Peter Obi and former Governor of Rivers State Rotimi Amechi, have promised to serve only one term. I never heard about that though. Mr. Abubakar promised to crack down on corruption comes a few years after he was caught admitting in an audio tape how he and others deployed offshore shell businesses to corner billions in federal contracts. Also, Mr. Abubakar was at the center of a federal broadband contract scandal that engulfed former President Olusegun Obasanjo's government. The charges later saw the jailing of William Jefferson, at the time a serving member of the United States. American authorities said they found cash bribes believed to have come from a Nigerian racket in Mr. Jefferson's refrigerator while probing the case. But Mr. Abubakar was never specifically charged. Meanwhile, Mr. Abubakar has contested the presidency 6 times. In 1993, he contested on the Social Democratic Party platform, and in 2007, he contested on the Action Congress of Nigeria (ACN) platform, losing to Maru Yaradua of the People's Democratic Party. He challenged former President Goodluck Jonathan in the PDP's primaries in 2011 and lost after joining the APC in 2014 ahead of the 2015 election. Mr. Abubakar lost the presidential primaries to Muhammadu Buhari. The politician returned to the PDP in 2017 and lost the presidential election to Mr. Buhari of the APC in 2019. He contested alongside Mr. Tinubu in 2023 and also lost. All right. Uncle Dayo, you remember we were talking about this previously, and I'm like, I think what's going on with this ADC shit is that Atiku Abubakar is not going to yield to Peter Obi. And if peradventure that is the move, then I'm out. Now, with this declaration, just barely, it's not even up to a week after the registration and formation of ADC, he's already speaking like the flag bearer for 2027. What's your take about that, sir, briefly?
Thank you very much, sir. I actually think we are the one that are perceiving this coalition from a wrong perspective. Now the picture is getting clearer, because for him to be so boldly saying what he's saying now, that means there must have been some kind of an underground agreement before people like Obidients.
Go
I
ahead,
wanted
go
to
ahead,
believe
sir.
I want to believe that there must have been some kind of an initial plan before they decided to bring in people like Obi and Co. Because for him to have come out like this without even any reference, without any reference to, okay, if I win primaries, he's talking as if he has been endorsed as the candidate for ADC. We may be missing something. That's number one. Number two is that even now, based on what he is saying, it's like trying to sell his manifesto. Oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. It's already gone beyond the primary level by his instance. He's now going to campaign proper. He's not selling his own manifesto that this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to do. But before I go into that, I want to stop at the primary level. At this stage where we are, people that came together to form this coalition, are they aware that Atiku have this plan, or is it the plan of the whole ADC grassroots members to do this, or is it a coup d'etat? Because everything is just looking as if, in fact, nobody saw this one coming. It just happened.
So, I think I saw it coming, sir. I've always have my reservations. I remember when I was on Sister Omoye's show, I stated it categorically that if these folks that form the coalition, if they truly have this Nigeria in their heart, if they truly desire that Nigeria get better, there shouldn't be anything like primaries. They should have just go ahead and declare Peter Obi their presidential candidate. And I know, just to answer your question, I don't think all the members of that ADC are not aware of Atiku intention. I think the only person who may probably get blindsided is Peter Obi. I'm sorry to say, Peter Obi sometimes appears to be naive. But again, I can't blame Peter Obi, because the Labour Party that was supposed to be a solid foundation by now, the Labour Party is in disarray. And the way they talk about Peter Obi in Labour Party, the way they are handling their issues for a party that has nothing before Peter Obi got there. If I am Peter Obi, I want to count on Labour Party. So on the one hand, I believe Peter Obi might not see this coming, or he probably might have suspected it. But on the other hand, as for me, I believe both El-Rufai, Rotimi Amechi, David Mark, as well as all other leadership of this ADC, they are in on this Atiku's plan. The only reason they are trying to cover it up was because they were waiting for Peter Obi to choose a side. And now that Peter Obi have said, okay, I'm part of the coalition, I think they just go, yes, we got him. And I'm sorry to say this, they will be surprised, because I don't think the Obedience will follow Peter Obi to support whatever Atiku is going to do. That's my take for now, sir. Go ahead, Uncle.
Honestly, I agree with you 100% on this, because Obi himself will never agree to be vice president to any one of them in that ADC. It's not possible. And I know Atiku, being who he is, will never agree to be vice president to Obi. So either way it is, the only way out for Obi is that if the status quo remains, Obi may have to opt out. However, I still want to see the reaction of the other people in that caucus, in that coalition. I want to see their reaction. What are they going to say?
Oh, Okudaya, I lost your audio there. Maybe
Go to
it's
disclaimer.
network.
Can you hear me, sir?
Yeah, I can hear you now. Go ahead, sir.
As I was saying, I want to believe that they will have to come out with a disclaimer that, oh, we are not aware of what Atiku is doing or blah, blah, blah. But if they don't come out, that means they are in the know. That's number one. Number two, also, this should give Obi an insight into what is really going on. He should be smart enough to realize, to see the handwritings on the wall. And then, if you remember, Labour Party said that they gave him 48 hours to come out of that coalition. So time is not really on his side. Yes, it's not as if he really needs any one of them, because Obi himself is a credible candidate. Any party that agrees to kind of adopt him, those parties will surely get out. However, the fear has always been that that party must have structures that can help Obi to really win. Otherwise, it will just be like the one that we had about 2 years ago. So, but I want to see the reaction of the people in ADC towards what Atiku has done.
All right. Thank you, Uncle Dayo. Right now, I'm going to read some of the reaction to this breaking news. And you know, of course, where the reaction is going to be. It's always going to be on Twitter. So I'm going to head on to Twitter and read some of the obedient reaction to this Atiku Abubakar declaration. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Political Roundtable. My name is Beno, and I hope you're going to leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't be a stranger. Always express yourself. Let us know where you stand. Now, give me just a second here. All right. Welcome back to Political Roundtable with Uncle Beno, and I have with me Uncle Dio, our own Egbon in the house. So we quickly want to look at the obedient reaction to the ongoing insinuation by former Vice President Atiku Abubakar, because I think Atiku planned to hijack ADC, and Obi and Obedience. Are you guys ready? So let's quickly examine some of the reaction to this on Twitter. So here we go. All right. So after watching Atiku Abubakar made this statement, or after this statement on Twitter by Atiku Abubakar, the Obedients, they reacted, and here is the statement. Atiku posted on X. He said, earlier today, I led a delegation to condole with the family, the people, and the government of Kano. All right, the government of Kano over the loss of Alhaji Aminu Dantata. Shortly after visiting the Dantata family, I proceeded to the government house Kano and was received by Governor Abakabia Yusuf. I expressed sadness over the loss of Alhaji Aminu Dantata. I reminded that as a renowned global entrepreneur, Dantata's demise is not a loss only to the family and the people of Kano, but Nigeria and the world at large. I prayed Allah to grant the deceased Aljana Fidao and give the family, the government, and people of Kano the fortitude to bear the loss. Governor Abba Kabir expressed happiness at my visit while using the occasion to thank me for sending a delegation to Saudi Arabia to attend the funeral, prayers, and burial of the legendary businessman. He reiterated the huge contributions of late Aminu Dantata to the development and growth of the economy of Kano in particular, especially in education and healthcare, saying the loss has left a vacuum difficult to fill. Now, mind you, earlier today, the news from the People's Gazette, which I showed earlier, let me show you guys once more, just for you to know what the Obedients are actually reacting to, because you might think that, but he was just doing a condolence visit. Why are the Obedients behaving like this? Well, here it is. Earlier today, the People Get Said published this. They said youth women to get 70% of appointment in my presidency. In my presidency, that is the key word right there. Now, Atiku Abubakar is part of the coalition called ADC, African Democratic Congress, and Peter Obi, that happens to be our favorite candidate as youth and a vast majority of Nigerians, is also part of this coalition. So while we were thinking about there should be no primaries, these folks should just go ahead and make Peter Obi the presidential candidate. Here we are with Atiku Abubakar making a bold statement, in my presidency. So in case you're wondering, okay, what are these folks on X reacting to? Now you see the picture. These are the reactions on X, and I'm going to read them quickly. All right. Omo Iya Elewedu said, go and retired, sir. Mr. Cruz also said, you are not worthy of leading anything, not to talk of a country with many tribes and religion like Nigeria. You will run, delete a post you made to condemn Deborah's death and still release another post to deny ever making that post. If you enter Aso Rock, now visitation. Now, another Obedience said, this one is called Rare Breed. He said, Uncle Atiku, if you are planning to run in 2027, buy today. Meaning he should forget about it today. We are in the coalition for Peter Obi, absolutely. If we're about equity, justice, and fairness, then you should back Peter Obi. If ADC can do the right thing from the primaries, how can they do the right thing for Nigeria? And then Update Boy said, allow Peter Obi run and support him. You need to rest. Desmond said, good to know. And then Mr. Jaguar said, may the coalition succeed. Lovers of democracy, let me hear you loud. Amen. All right. Then Ayo first said, Baba Atiku, presidency no be your destiny. Rest, I beg. If not to support Peter Obi, remain. Just do am quietly. Absolutely. And Tai said, Peter Obi is coming 2027. The Godfather said, you need to give Obi your full support, sir. Abdulaziz said, thank you for the visit, Daddy. Kanua Muza Goza Alaya Dadanlanda. I'm sorry if I murdered that Hausa language. Sorry, pardon me. And King Emeka said, Atiku has started the politicking. He is trying to infiltrate the APC Northern stronghold to convince them to support him. Bishop said he was a great man, may so rest in peace. And then Mr. Ajay said, National Daddy, much respect, our beloved daddy. All right. Thank you, sir. I hope it's not political oriented. Well, here we are. Then Mbojikwe Peter Obi Yusuf Dati said, sir, your selfishness will cost us 2027 elections. You did this in 2015, 2019, and 2022. Read the room. The mass wants PO, that's Peter Obi. You cannot win this. Allow zoning for the South. It's not the time for a northerner. Now, I'm going to stop at that and allow Uncle Dayo to kindly give his 2 cents on these reactions. Uncle Dayo, what is your take on this Obedience reaction so far, sir?
I'm actually happy and very said on this development, because the Obedients are always watching out for all this type of thing. And
yes,
if my feelings, or if my if my reaction from the feeling of the Obidients is right, I'm very, very sure about 80% of Obidients will withdraw if Peter Obi should not get the candidacy for presidency in ADC. And the reason is simple. If PO should agree to anything apart from being the flag bearer for ADC, if you go ahead to agree to for any other position, he will lose at least 80% of his followership. And I'm sure he knows that. Now,
Yes.
I'm happy for one thing. Obedience are very, very smart. And they know where the wind that's blowing is going to end up at. They can see already where this Baba Atiku is trying to do. And they know exactly why he's doing. Excuse me.
Yeah, sorry, sir. Una lie you. Atiku people una
They know
lie.
exactly where he's trying to get to. However, I'm happy that they can speak out, but I don't want them to only speak on the internet. They should begin to sensitize the people all around, so that the more these things spread and people start talking, they will know that they cannot get away with it. Because what they normally do is that when they throw this thing at us, they want to see the reaction first. If the reaction is not that strong, they will surely go ahead with it. But if the reaction is strong and they can see that this thing cannot work, they quickly backtrack. That's why I said earlier on that I'm still waiting to see the reaction of the people in that coalition concerning what Atiku has just done. The reaction will mean to me, but I'm happy for what the Obidients are doing. Let them keep the comments coming. Let them keep letting these people know that no, the reason why the majority, see, even if you want to do opinion poll between Atiku and PO, PO will surely beat him. As per who should be the president, PO will surely beat him because he has, I'm sorry, allegedly he has lost his credibility. I mean, Mr. Atiku, he has lost his credibility. But PO is the one that
Go ahead.
so that it can become the next president. And anything short of that, it is not acceptable for the majority of people in this country. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Uncle Dio. All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. This is Political Roundtable, and we are hoping to read from you guys. If you are a true lover of Nigeria and you want Nigeria to succeed, you should be concerned about how the ADC is going to conduct their primary, or if they are just going to yield and give the mandate to Peter Obi. Let's hear your viewpoints. Let's have you state your mind. Don't be a stranger. This is Uncle Beno's channel, and over here, everyone's opinion is appreciated. The only thing we don't condone is trolling or fighting, but let's make it make sense. Kindly drop your thoughts in the comment. Do you think the ADC are in it with Atiku Abubakar in order to use Peter Obi? Do you think they attracted Peter Obi to ADC with the hope that the Obedience movement will follow Peter Obi in order to support Atiku Abubakar? I've always made my own stance. No, I'm an Obedience and I'm in patriotic. I love Nigeria. I want good governance in Nigeria. I am not going to be a party to anybody who want to support all these old politicians who have been in government for ages, and we have not seen any significant changes in Nigeria. I am for Peter Obi, and if the ADC are not going to give the presidential ticket to Peter Obi, I don't see any need for me to campaign for any other candidate. Rather, I would rather say, you know what, maybe Tinubu should continue, because Atiku Abubakar is just Baba is just getting on my nerve. I ain't gonna lie, but then that is my opinion, my personal opinion. This is politics, and everybody has the right to choose the candidate of their choice. So let us hear from you. Thank you very much. Uncle Dio, thank you for co-hosting with me on Political Roundtable. If you want to be part of the Political Roundtable, kindly send a message to our studio number. +1 512 771 1036. Again, the number is +1 512 771 1036. Come and be my guest. Let us hear your opinion as far as Nigeria politics is concerned. Till I come your way again with another episode of Political Roundtable. My name is Beno. God bless you all. Uncle Dio, thank you for spending time with me. Please go and enjoy the rest of your Sunday, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. All right, that's it on this episode. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Don't forget, if you are watching us for the first time, subscribe to the channel. Don't be a stranger. Drop your take in the chat. I will see you guys in the next one.
Let be poor, breathe. Let be poor, breathe. Let be poor, breathe.